Nobody would have thought that I would be the one. Rhyner, sports talk. Baseball, 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 baseball.
Oh, with the big mic. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, now I get it.
We got a lightning strike, boys. What happened over there, Grego? We had a little lightning strike right outside the window.
The Texas Rangers win the World Series.
All right. Here's a tip for all these Americano League teams.
Wait, you said tip?
Yeah, tip.
Okay.
With a P.
Keep jamming.
The ticket, colon, nothing but a big Gen X jerk-off sale.
This is a cool night or what?
Although somebody would hear that and go, bullshit.
I'm back, bitches.
Podcast. It's time, buddy. It is time for another episode of Your Dark Companion. Hello, one and all. We are glad to have you with us no matter where you may be, no matter when or even how you are receiving this podcast transmission. We are live at 5. Maybe you're watching live right now. If you are, that'd be cool. But if you're not, doesn't matter. It's a great thing about podcasts. You come in here, you do them, you put them out there, and they sit there in perpetuity. They will be here long after I'm gone, which probably is not that much longer of a time anyway.
We'll see to that.
But nevertheless, yes, it is the 29th of October today. The month of October is almost over. And today, we're going to visit with a fellow that I've crossed paths with a time or two and enjoyed a little banter and repartee with him. Found him to be a very likable fellow. But I really don't know him all that well. And as things have turned out, he's got a story to tell. He's also got a cohort with him today. And this is a guy that I do know a good bit better than him. Our paths cross quite often, it seems. Anyway, guy number one of that two-guy pronged conversation is Ward Richmond.
Yeah.
Guy number two is Ward Pedigo. It is Ward that we're here to talk about today because you have a new record out.
I do. I have a new record out. Thanks for having me on the show.
Glad to have you on the show, and very interested to hear about this, about the new record.
I'm excited to talk about it.
How long's it been out?
Well, we've released the single in August, and the whole record comes out next month, November 21st. So coming right up.
Now, the title of the record is Big Addict Energy.
Yes.
Which is that's a heck of a hook of a title, I must say.
Thank you.
I mean, that will draw somebody in, even if you don't know anything about it. So tell us a little bit about it. And in fact, it sounds like it might be a concept thing.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it was intentionally a concept recording the album, but John produced the album. So I went over to his studio over the course of probably a year and a half to record it.
Yeah.
So and I would kind of write a song and go over there, do a song. And then this theme kept coming up, of addiction. And I think about it a lot because I'm sober and I used to be addicted to lots of things. Still am, probably. I just don't do them anymore. Just nicotine these days. Mm-hmm. But so I was writing a lot of songs about that, just kind of like the old times when we used to party really hard, and then the other side of that, being sober. John and I had 3 friends die last summer, in the summer of 24, like back-to-back months, while we're in the studio doing all of this, and that really had an impact just thinking about those folks that, I mean, we were just side by side hanging out all the time, or, like at least from a distance, and they're gone.
Did addiction or substance take them out?
Yeah. One guy died homeless, addicted to meth that, you know, we used to play shows with in Deep Ellum all the time back in the day. High school buddy, the bartender, liver failure. Had no idea, you know, he was even struggling. It just happens so fast.
Isn't that the way it goes, though?
Yep. And then another high school friend, liver failure, and I think opioids too. Yeah. And just when that happens, I don't know, it just really shook me thinking about that and inspired a lot of the writing for sure. So
did it shake you in a way that you reached a point with all this where you finally just took that hard look in the mirror and said, man, what am I doing?
Thankfully, I was sober while it was all going on already.
Yeah.
You know, so I looked in the mirror and said, thank you, God, for me not having gone down that path. I think it was really apparent, like, I could have gone down that path if you just take a few wrong turns. My buddy who died homeless, like hooked on meth, thinking it was cool to be homeless, like FaceTiming friends saying, look, I got a tent. It's so cool. I'm off the grid. I don't have to do anything anymore. Like he was legitimately excited to be living under a bridge at Northwest Highway and 35 because he got hooked on meth. He got laid off during COVID, which kind of led to that. And that he didn't have family and just goes that way. And, you know, and we hung out all the time back in the day. Not smoking meth, just hanging out at Adair,
sure.
You know? But then that happens and I think about that and I write a lot too. So I would like post it about it and just saying that could have happened to me. It didn't. Thankfully I had a daughter 11 years ago, that was born and changed my like view on life, and she really was like I can look at her as being the catalyst, like me becoming a father, and then I have a son too. My son's 7, my daughter's 11, but that just changed my path, you know, and other things too. But I mean, it was clear when she started talking. I was like going to happy hours every night, and I was pretty high functioning alcoholic, so it's easy to get away with in this town, and I'm in commercial real estate and in that industry, and it's just dinners and happy hours, and you can go be a hard drinker if you wake up in the morning and go to work. And I mean, I pushed it pretty hard. So I'm just glad I, you know, made it to the other side, at least for today.
Here's what I don't understand about this, because I have never had any kind of brush up with this. I've had periods where I've gone a little harder than others, and now I'm in a period where I'm not going much at all. But I always wonder if this is a personality type, or if you have, or some people have an addictive personality where they're just a little bit more prone to, you know, get caught up in something like that, and there's really not a whole lot that can keep them from it at the end of the day, because that's just kind of how they are.
Yeah.
Does that idea hold any water, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a combo. So I think you have genetic predisposition to things like alcohol, which I do. My mom's an alcoholic, and it runs on her side of the family. There's lots of alcoholics. So I think you can be born with a gene where you're more susceptible to it. And then I think there's another layer that's just like, how do you deal with life and having things like social anxiety, which I was diagnosed with at age 37. Until then, I never knew I had it. What I did know is, like, when I drank, I felt really comfortable and confident, and I was happy. I was, you know, that's why I think that's a big reason I was high functioning. I really enjoyed it. And so you could say, like, there was that anxiety component. Where does that come from? Like, I would just guess, like, childhood trauma, and there's nothing like totally traumatic that happened to me growing up. I had an amazing childhood, in fact, but I was always just like a little nervous and, you know, like socially awkward, I think, like growing up, and had to define myself through different things like sports, which is really what defined me through most of high school. But in high school, I drank a few times, and I got caught by my parents every time, and I got pretty drunk. But then I quit drinking when I was a sophomore in high school and didn't touch it again until I got to college. But there was something like alcohol and I hit it off right away.
Where'd you grow up?
Lakewood. So here in East Dallas, that's how I know John. We grew up together. I'm 1 year older than him, but we went to Lakewood, Long, and Woodrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still live in Lakewood.
So you used to hang out at Deep Ellum a lot back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think did that kind of start you down the path, or were you already pretty far along the road, do you think?
I don't know. I think I got to college. I went to school at Brown in Providence, Rhode Island, and I went there to play football and got injured. So my career ended after my freshman season, and then I really discovered drinking like in college, just being in a fraternity and doing like normal college things. And then I'd come home, and John and I started playing in a band in high school together, but we didn't really drink in high school, and we would play in Deep Ellum. But when I got home from college, it's like, hey, let's start being drinkers now.
Yeah.
And I mean, we played in honky tonk. We played in The Boys Named Sue and Slick 57, and we're playing honky tonks every weekend and all during the week during our breaks from college. And then we were drinking, and it became, I think, like associated with the identity of our bands. And that was kind of the thing. Like, you're going to come to our shows, we're all going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
I can cuss on here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, you can.
Oh, good.
Yes, this is in no way regulated by the Federal Communications
It's
Commission.
just hearing your voice, I feel like I might get in trouble for it. But yeah, we're off the grid.
You'll get in trouble for anything around here, and I'm nowhere near as fearsome as you may think.
Oh, that's good. I'm relaxing.
I'm easy.
He's a teddy bear.
Yeah, I am.
Good.
All right, so you guys were playing in bands. You guys were playing in Boys Named Sue and Slick 57. I guess this relationship that you have musically, and John, feel free to weigh in on this, has continued up until today.
Yeah, of course. And I just want to say we've been talking a lot about Addict Energy, and I just want to, call out the elephant in the room. I'm having a delicious margarita from El Vecino. So John McBride would love that was how it set up the his commercial, so to speak. But Ward is okay with me drinking. Hi there.
Hi, John. We love you.
I'd like to say, like, I'm an expert on the topic, and John's not an alcoholic. He's just a hard drinker.
Yeah. I'm really just thirsty. So Ward and I have known each other forever. We first wrote a song together that kind of it's forged our path. So we got kind of paired together in a choir class, and the prompt was you had to write or do a commercial. And so instead of like just doing a product that existed, Ward came to me and he goes, I got this idea. And he had written, I think the whole song, really the lyrics for it, at least most of it. And it was a song called Ward and John's Wiener Factory. And so so we went into this into our final or whatever it was, and we played this song called Ward and John's Wiener Factory. And the next thing you know, we started a band, and we started essentially playing in clubs when we were underage. And look at us now.
Look at you
That's
now.
right. We made it. We're still doing it.
Yep, you did make it. Hey, you made it this far anyway.
That's right.
And from the sound of it, for you, that's a really good thing.
Yeah, man. It is. And I mean, I got to say, like, I never had, like, thankfully, like some kind of rock bottom moment,
Yeah.
There were those times I had the hangovers, and like I got a public intox arrest in my 20s, but for the most part, I was just one of those guys that I could have got away with it probably until I got old.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like people were like, you have a problem, you need to seek help, or having interventions or anything like that. And my wife at the time, we're now divorced, but we were in marriage counseling, and the marriage counselor pointed it out to me. Like, you are a high-functioning alcoholic. And Gina was like, no, you're just an asshole. You're not an alcoholic. She's living with me. And, I mean, so it wasn't like, it was just, and I think there's a lot of that out there, too, that I have a lot of friends that are very high-functioning, hard drinkers or alcoholics or whatever you want to call them, and they're successful in life.
For all of us, they're really everywhere you look, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of people, it's like a whole nother, there's the addict energy, but then there's that addict energy that you can use and still be like really successful and productive in life. And then it almost, like when you're making a lot of money and you are also an alcoholic, like you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that out there, and that's kind of this thing that people don't talk about. And I've seen people that are really successful like die of alcohol, but they're like, oh, it was like a seafood allergy or something, and like nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to tarnish this person's reputation because saying he was an alcoholic, because he wasn't. He was just this guy who had a good time. But it's like, yeah, but he died of liver failure, and he was an alcoholic. And I do think, like, most of my friends that I mentioned, I think all of them, like, nobody was talking about how they died. And that kind of annoyed me, because there's this shame around addiction and alcoholism because it's such this quiet killer. And people don't like to even talk about it when someone dies from it, like from liver failure, from drinking. It's like, why aren't we talking about it? Because there shouldn't be shame. Everybody, I mean, you ask any doctor, it's like, it's a disease. It's like cancer. Mm-hmm. So if someone dies of cancer, everyone's like, fuck cancer. Oh my God. Rightfully so. But I'm kind of like that about addiction. So I just want to talk about it and be like, it's not a shameful thing. It's just like a thing that people use to cope with life. And for me, it was an instinctual way to cope with life that really helped me cope with life also, and allowed me to have a lot of fun and accomplish a lot of things while I was deep in an addiction at the same time. So it's very nuanced, and I'm just all about just like transparency and talking about it, and it's not shameful. It's just some fucked up shit we do as humans out of the million things that all humans do, you know? Mm-hmm. But the fact that it's swept under the rug is something like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And what helped you turn that corner? Was it just basically saying, I've got a daughter now, I need to just stop? Or was it seeking treatment? Was it talking to someone? Was it all of that?
It was that therapist. When she called me an alcoholic, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm a master of life. Did you not know this? Did
that make you angry when she called you that?
No. I was like, kind of like, what? Really? Like, oh, fuck, really?
I mean, the fact that your wife, who, you know, it sounds like y'all were on the way to splitting, was just like, what? No, he's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that tells you something right there, I think.
Yeah, and, I mean, it was just, like, our crew. Like, we hung out, and we overdid things. I was pretty extreme in my when I imbibed.
You've always been pretty damn extreme. Like, that was
just an extreme person.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I would push it. I think when I decided to quit drinking, I mean, a lot of people thought it was this over the top thing, me being extreme, which I kind of approached it that way. Like, okay, I'm going to quit. I went to rehab, but I proactively signed up in September, and I decided I will go in December. But I put down my deposit on the room, and then I had like 3 months to go on a grand tour. But then I went to rehab, and I mean, Gina was just like, really, you're going to rehab? But I did, and then just kind of just tried to develop a new identity, which I've done. And you just kind of change that. And it was cool going to rehab because you learn about how your brain works and dopamine and how you can train your brain, like I did for 20 years of getting really excited about drinking because I associated it with really fun things.
Yeah.
But then if you want to quit, it really takes like 90 days to reprogram yourself if you're doing it super intentionally, and you go read books and you start changing your life and start to associate like these other things with good times other than the alcohol, and then you just eventually you can train your brain. I think it's 90 days, but I mean it's been like a 10-year journey for me, and I've fallen off the wagon a couple times during those 10 years, but I have not drank for like 9 of the last 10 years. And but it's like this is one of the, I've told a lot of people, like this year I feel like comfortable like going places that I used to go, like more so than I ever have before. So it's just like a constant kind of like gradual evolution.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about those 9 years a little bit. Do you remember day one of those 9 years after you decided, okay, we're going to go down this other road here now? Do you remember day one?
Yeah. Day one of when I went to rehab?
Or when you just decided that, or when the change came?
When I made my mind up.
Yeah, when you made your mind up.
That was, so my therapist, marriage counselor, had told me that. And then she said, you need to go get your own therapist to talk about this. Okay. I'm like, I don't want to break up my family. I have a 1-year-old at home. So I got my own therapist. We started talking to each other. He's like, see if you can drink 5 nights a week instead of 7. It's like, easy. I can do that. And I did it for 1 week. And then the next week I did 7 nights again.
The 5 turned into 7. Huh?
So then I started like having this consciousness about it, because I'm taking this therapy seriously and like trying to really figure out, do I really need to quit? Do I have a drinking problem? Then I saw a psychiatrist because I was like, can you prescribe me drugs where I just don't want to drink? And the psychiatrist was like, you're definitely an alcoholic. You have a social anxiety disorder. That's the first time I have ever heard that. And you like have to want to quit. There are drugs, but really like if you don't want to quit, you're just going to drink. So that was kind of an important part of that path. And then a buddy of mine who was my boss a couple years earlier, but about my age, super successful commercial real estate guy. He got like fired from the company he started for all like sleeping with somebody, and you know he's married and drinking all the time and all of this stuff. So he had gone to rehab, and I heard this, and I just called to check on him, like, dude, are you okay? I heard like you're like shit's hit the fan in your life. And I talked to him for like 2 hours, and he just told me like everything, like his whole story and all the fucked up shit he did. And I'd never heard anyone like admit such things. I was like, save some lies, buddy, or, you know, just what are you doing telling me all this? But it was also really comforting that he was so real about it. And also he was describing his lifestyle and lots of things, especially just like how much alcohol he drank and the way he drank. Like, gosh, this sounds very similar to me. And then I just started looking at it like a blackjack game, and like you're playing blackjack, you're on a run. And like I've been on one hell of a run, but it's only a matter of time before some shit like what just happened to him is going to happen to me. And I saw that movie play out in my mind, and I did not want to have that kind of rock bottom, like getting, you know, fired and humiliated, divorced, jail, whatever, death, all like these things that could have happened with just if I had kept going. And I didn't want that to happen. So that's when, after that phone call with him, that's when I like was like, shit, I need to quit drinking for real. And he like coached me through it, brought me to an AA meeting. I went to the same rehab he went to. He had vetted all these rehabs out, and he told me how to, like, you only need to stay for 3 weeks, get your own room, negotiate office hours so you can have access to your laptop. You don't have to tell your work you're gone. All this coaching and advice. It's like, okay, cool. I'm going to do that in 3 months. And then I did.
Wow. That's heavy, man.
Did you drink in those 3 months, or
did I?
Yeah.
Oh, an obscene amount.
Okay. Knew it was your last hurrah.
I would say that Ward is the thirstiest person I've ever met when he was at his prime.
I was not like a bottle of vodka a day kind of a guy or anything.
No, it was like,
How
oh,
would you
I would like to have a little glass of wine, but it was like 2 or 3 bottles of wine. But I was like, because that was your light evening, and then, or like you'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go over to, well, it wasn't Truck Yard, it was what's it called?
It was
Truck Yard or whatever,
Truck Yard,
and we'd go over there to like work in the afternoon. But I mean, I was always just really impressed that you were on 2 feet at the end of the whole thing.
Like this was every day you do that?
Yeah, especially when my daughter was born, then I like needed to be home after work. So that's when I shifted to drinking starting at lunchtime, so that I would go drink at lunch and then I'd go to the truck yard with my laptop and work from there that afternoon. I'd have meetings there. I did this very openly. I wasn't hiding it. I was like proud of it. Like, this is my office. Come to the truck yard. I'd have the young guy working for me bring me cigarettes, like, and Adderall. And I mean,
Adderall is Adderall I think Adderall's a pseudonym for like another word, but like, yeah.
Yeah, well, both. Yeah. I didn't normally do cocaine on weeknights. Like, Adderall was more like the weekday kind of thing. But
on the weekend?
Weekends, yeah. And anyway, it was pretty crazy. But I have to say, like, I was also like getting high fives for this behavior. Like, right? Would you say? Kind of?
I think we were all a little bit like eggshelly, but like, man, that's pretty wild. But like, yeah, I mean, for sure.
In my mind, I was getting high fives.
Well, in certain circles, okay, you know, I could name.
Like, look at my tent under the fridge.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's horribly funny. Oh no.
Wow, man, that is heavy, man. Like I say, I don't know you that well. We've interacted a time or two, but you seem like just a dude to me. Just a guy. A good guy. A guy I'd like to get to know,
Yeah, man.
But, man, it just goes to show people have stuff going on in the background for sure. All right, this is Ward Richmond and his pal John Pedigo here with us. And we'll have more with them because we haven't even touched on the record yet. And we've got to do that, right?
We better.
Yeah, we better.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to. But before we do that, it is time for the dreaded and feared mid-show read. I see I've got to wing this once again.
Oh.
So, okay, in that case, let me tell you about the CBD House of Healing. Now, there are a lot of people out there in this world who hear that and they think, oh, man, it's a cool head shop. I'm going to go over there and get some stuff, some pot. And,
hell yeah.
And gummies and all that kind of stuff. But there are others out there who roam through this world in pain. They're hurting all the time. They can't sleep. And they don't know what to do about it, but maybe they've heard that, at places like this, sometimes they can help you. Well, the CBD House of Healing is definitely one of those. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, well, what do you know about this? Here's what I know about this. In the last year, I have had the most pain-intensive year of my life. This is the first year that I've been in pain for this and that, and haven't been able to figure out what's going on or what to do about it or anything like that. And, I'm a tough guy. I'll just walk it off. Well,
You're very tough.
No, I'm not. I'm a wuss. The highest order. Well, I found out about the CBD House of Healing, and I got to know the people there, and I decided that, maybe I can go in there and tell them what I need. But no, they'll never listen to me. I'll go there and tell them what's going on, and they'll go back there and give you some rolling papers and gummies and send you on your way. That's not the way they roll there. The reason is because their owner is an RN, and she is all about listening to what's going on with you. And chances are she's going to have something that will help you. They did me. Now, if they can do it for me, they can do it for you. So if you've got pain in your scene, you can't sleep, whatever the case may be, you need to go check out the CBD House of Healing for yourself. You will find it at Plano Road and Northwest Highway in the northeast quadrant of that burgeoning intersection. So go by there. Check it out. Tell them you heard about it from us here on Your Dark Companion. See what they can do for you. I'll bet you anything that there is something that they've got that will make your scene a little bit better at the CBD House of Healing. Is that it? Is that good?
You nailed it.
Wow, that was so good.
Right?
Where is that again? I just want to make sure that I go there.
Pretty close to El Vecino, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
Plano Road
Well,
and Northwest Highway.
it's
in the
right there.
northeast quadrant.
It's
by
right,
your house.
right
Yeah,
by my
it's
place.
right by your house. All right, so with all this in your sordid past, you decided to commit your tale to music.
Yes.
Was that something you'd been thinking of for a long time, or did you just go in there and try to write a song one day and that's what came out?
Well, I've written a lot of songs since this journey began. So in 2016, I did an album with John, actually, the first real album that he produced for me. And that was right out of rehab. So that was the first year of sobriety. And I had written a bunch, like outpouring. I think of a lot of just like reflection on the crazy times was like that album. And then I took a long hiatus until 2019, and then I started writing a whole bunch of new songs. So I released an album in 2019 and then another one in 2024, or 2020 and 2024. And they were both very kind of focused, I think, on like the joys of sobriety. I was in this, through my journey of sobriety, I kind of went down like the self-help path, and then I got into yoga and meditation, and then really like got into spirituality. So when I had like my spiritual awakening, that became all these new songs about this is the bright side of life, is being sober. And that's what kind of these other albums were. And then this album, I feel like, is the first time I felt really comfortable just like talking about the darker side of things in like a real honest way. And I try to make most of my songwriting super autobiographical, and I've always been that way. So I think I've released 30 songs since COVID now when this album comes out. So I've written a lot.
Yeah.
And this latest one, for sure, like, but it's just like that, like I mentioned, just getting comfortable for the first time ever, like for where I feel like really comfortable, and I kind of just know myself now. Like I know the things I want to go do and don't want to go do, who I want to spend time with, and I'm pretty particular about how I spend my time now, and that just really helps. For a long time after I quit, I wanted to just be my old self that didn't drink. So I would still go hang out and try to like, I'm still me, I'm just normal. And I'm pretty good at like being social and normal, especially back then, more so than now, really. But I was hanging out, I'd hang out at the landing until still 1 o'clock or something, and just drink non-alcoholic beer and go smoke cigarettes on the patio. And I'm still here, I'm part of this. And then eventually that version of myself died.
Yeah.
Probably before I even knew that it happened.
Yeah, well, the landing will do that to you.
Yeah. And then one day I walked in the landing like, what the fuck am I doing here? And haven't been back since. No offense.
No offense.
Well,
To the landing.
it hasn't changed, I'm assuming. So
It's
still there.
That's one place that is very, shall we say, resistant to change.
That's a beautiful thing.
Sure.
So you decide you want to chronicle all this in music,
Yeah,
and the first thing you do is ring up your old pal Ward Pedigo.
that's right. Yeah. And we've just been through, we've played 1,000+ shows together, we've been recording albums since high school, and he started producing because I came up with the idea to do a rap band called the Party Police in 2013.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't you say that was your...
Yeah. I mean, I hadn't really produced anything, and then Ward came over. He had just became sober the first time, but I don't think you were legit sober. I think you were hopped up on probably below still. What were you on? I don't know.
No, Xanax.
Okay, what? But Xanax. Okay, Xanax doesn't make you a rapper.
Okay, pre-rehab, I did quit drinking for 1 year, and this is back in 2012. And I woke up really hungover one day after Sue's show, like, fuck this, I'm going to quit drinking. And I did 2 Ironmans in that year, and also came up with this idea to make a rap band with John and Madison King. You know Madison?
You've definitely met her.
Yeah. I do know her.
She's awesome.
She's great.
She's awesome. And I wrote all these crazy rap songs, and really pretty autobiographical in and of themselves, but I told everyone they were a joke. And I told John, like, you've got to learn how to be a DJ and build beats, and he agreed to do it. And so that was our first time recording where he's at the helm and actually producing.
Is there anything John can't do?
No.
Hey, I will say that when he came over and he said, I had this idea, I was like, I'll figure it out. Like, because I kind of wanted to get into recording, so it kind of made sense. And Ward, the payment was, he's like, I'm going to buy you a mic and Pro Tools, basically, so I could, like, actually record. And we just started doing it. And this is no offense to the record that we just made, because I think Ward's new record is really good. But there is one particular song may be the best crafted thing that you've ever written, and it is a particularly, like, amazing set of lyrics that I don't know how you did it. I still don't know. We played a show at the Olga Cafe recently, and he played it acoustically, and I still am blown away by how you put I don't know how to describe it and we can figure out a way to find it, because Ward at some point took it down because he was like, this can't be.
I have it on my phone.
Okay, it is.
I don't know if you can.
We need a. Yeah, we got to get this thing.
I don't know how to do that.
We'll figure it out. But anyways, it's a.
Give me your passcode.
Yeah.
It involved a lot of going out and partying and everything, but I just think how clever. It's very clever, and it was pretty awesome to, like, do that together, and. But yeah, that kind of started. Honestly, that started me on producing, and then without that, I don't think I would be in the same shoes I am right now.
I'll give it to you later. Okay. Yeah, man, and that was wild. So, but we kind of, like, Slick 57 broke up, and we did the Sues, and then I started my family, and he's playing in the O's. So we kind of had a lot of, like, we would play Sue shows from time to time, but they got fewer and further between over the years, so we didn't see each other that much. And then we both got divorced at the same time.
It's true.
Right? And we started doing an annual trip together. And
that kind of brought you back together, huh?
It kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got divorced a year or two earlier, probably, or like a year earlier. And then when John got divorced, then you kind of, like, are in the divorced men's club together, which is it's a thing. Which I was excited to have him be a member, even though he was really depressed. I was like probably happier about getting divorced than John was when that all went down.
I was more confused by life in general.
Yeah, but we were there. We came right back together again. And that's when I started my podcast, and I bought podcast gear. I knew I wanted to start a podcast, and I knew he could help me learn how to use the gear. And so we went to Tulum, Mexico for Thanksgiving, because we were both living in broken homes. So we decided to go spend Thanksgiving and John's birthday weekend together.
That's right.
Recorded the first podcast.
A tradition we still keep, and so we'll be going in a few weeks.
And we always, and this will be our 4th year doing it. But we always, like, bring a guitar and we're writing, like, here's the new songs I'm writing, here's what I'm writing, and so we've been talking about it. And I was working on another record with another producer, But I knew like the next one I'm going to do with John. So then it happened. And right at the same time, he built his new studio, Barnito.
Oh, thanks.
Which just was like nice timing. And then suddenly it was a 1.5-year process of me going over there every week pretty much and just like hanging out with my best friend and recording songs. So that was the coolest experience to be able to do that. And it's like, is this life real? That this is what I'm doing on a Thursday, is just hanging out with my buddy and we're writing songs together still 30 years later.
How does the album strike you, John? I mean, it sounds like you're very familiar with virtually everything Ward's ever done.
Yeah, I mean, Ward has like his style of songwriting is interesting because it's very autobiographical. So he's writing literally exactly what happened as it happened. And so not every song's for everybody's cup of tea, but I just think that this particular set of songs tells a story that everybody can kind of wrap their head around. And I like to think that the production is good, but like, I do think the songs are really good. I just think there's some really, you hope that every song on an album is good. So like, it's hard to say this or that, but there's a few really great songs that I think people are like, they're going to resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's important.
Now, having produced quite a few different acts yourself and been involved with quite a few different artists who make records and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When something is as deep and as personal as this, does that change your approach any?
Yeah, well, my approach as a producer is less about me and more about the artist, right? So, to me, like, how do I help you tell your story? And so, like, that's really all I care about. Like, unless the artist doesn't know what to do with the sound, then that's different. But it's like, okay, how do we tell this better? And it's like, well, this would do this better, or this wouldn't do that. I don't know. So I really try to just listen and go, well, this song sounds like a punk rock song, or this song sounds like a hip hop song, or whatever. And then I try to just kind of accent what's already there. It's really cheating as far as I'm concerned as a producer. It's like, well, you already did the work. I just need to make it louder in certain parts, if that makes sense.
Well, that does make sense because, a producer is there to find something that can perhaps make the recording better and bring that out,
Yeah, and I guess I look at it kind of in layman's terms too much because it seems too obvious. It's like, oh, well, the vocal sits up top and make sure the drum beat works, and if you did something wrong, well, do it again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't put that very well.
Yeah.
A producer, to some, is the guy at the helm who sits there at the board and, mixes levels and stuff like that. And that's probably a big part of it. But there's also another side, like you said, which is to get into the songs and find stuff on the inside of the songs that could make them better and bring that out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's all like to not get into the nuts and bolts of it because it's all art, and like talking about art is that usually turns everybody's head around because like I don't want to hear it. But I mean, it's really about communicating, like what you're communicating a story of some sort. And Ward's stories, I understand them because I know him, and so I'm just trying to help. It really, like, how can we help make these songs bigger? I don't know, cooler or whatever, and it's all taste and there's all decisions to be made, whether they're good or bad. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to help.
Cuss less.
Definitely cuss less. And I will say it's hard because Ward is literally every single song on the album has an alt take of like a non-cuss. Dude, when we sent it off to the guy James Driscoll, who we all love, did the mastering on the album, and I was I'm so sorry, Driscoll, because every song has an explicit and a non-explicit, an instrumental version. I mean, it was like quite a juggernaut, and literally he has not talked to me since. But anyways, whatever. Oh,
You didn't see all the emails I sent to him.
Okay. Oh no. Anyway,
I
sorry.
changed the track order 400 times.
Oh no. I'm so sorry,
I've been
James.
playing in a band with him for probably 5-6 years, maybe longer than that now.
Right.
And I'd say he averages about 3 words to me a year.
Okay, so you're saying this is not going to help?
Texting
Okay,
him.
all right. This isn't going to help. Okay, I'm sorry, James.
The Ward, like, how fully formed are your songs, I guess? Like, I know you and John work really well together, but do you pretty much already have an idea of kind of where verse, chorus, and
I think
key changes,
so.
all that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
stuff? Like, you pretty much have it more or less taken care of, at least in your mind, I would imagine.
Yeah, I write all my songs on an acoustic guitar. So the way the process works with us is I'll go to the studio, we'll get like a click track of the right beat, and then I'll play scratch track guitar, do scratch track vocals, and then we just build it from there. And when we're doing that, then that's when John's like, well, maybe this is too many verses, or what about some kind of bridge thing here, and we work just like, what is this song going to be? But I have the verse choruses are normally fully written and ready to go.
And who'd you have playing on it besides you guys, I would assume?
Yeah, we played on it, and James played bass on the whole thing.
I think so.
I
yeah.
think Joshua Ray Walker played a lot of lead guitar on it,
Hell
which
yeah.
is really cool because he was recording with John the whole time I was recording there. So we'd be like crossing paths on the way out. And
I was like, yeah, man, you're here. I was like, well, what are you going to do on this
on
one? Yeah.
yeah, Charlie Wiles played some lead guitar, and
he's killer.
Just a really great guitar player. Trey Pendergrass played drums. Robert Anderson played drums on one track.
Yeah, of course, Chad Stockslager, everybody's favorite
course.
skis
Oh, yes.
player. Yeah.
Of course.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was over today at my house. He says hello to all of you, by the
We
way.
love Mr. Chad.
Yeah.
Love Mr. Chad,
We need
too.
to get him back
too.
on.
Yeah, we do need to get him back on.
Okay, quit yelling at me.
Lots of, we just some
Becky Middleton, did you say
Becky
that?
Middleton,
Yeah,
did
she's
backup
great.
vocals, and a guy named Philip Bowen played fiddle on a couple tracks. He mailed it in. He lives in Nashville, I think.
All right, here's a larger world thing, because I know a lot of people who make records, who do albums and stuff like that. How do you go about getting that stuff out there these days?
Yeah, I had Irv from Idol Records put this one out. I did the last two by myself, and it's just a lot of pain in the ass dealing with it. And I love Irv, and he put out the last Boys Named Sue album, 2 or 1?
I think maybe
At least 1.
two. I don't know.
And he did some of my other solo stuff I'd done years ago. So I called Irv, and he put it out. And I called Maureen, and she's helping me do PR. Maureen Womack with Rabbit Hat Marketing, in case you're in the need for PR.
Yes, here she is.
Local media maven, is that right?
Got about
Yeah. Is maven offensive? I don't know.
That sounds ye old.
I got.
Something Mr. Chad would say.
Yeah, I was like,
that sounds.
oh, yes, an old maven from way back when.
That sounds all powerful to me.
And then I've played a lot of acoustic shows with John at the All Good, where we just do song swaps. Really, I played one acoustic show a month ago at Beyond the Bar, which is a non-alcoholic bar owned by Reed Robinson, that's in Richardson, which is a really cool place for non-drinkers. And I've built. I don't want to have a band because I don't really have time to do it, but and I'm not playing that many shows. But I got a pedal, and I made backing tracks. So
Nice.
for my next show, I have all the tracks on a pedal so that I can play guitar and sing and then have the full band without having to deal with the band.
You don't want to just hire me and Shoopy to help you out?
Yeah, well, you got a guitar player here. You got a drummer right there, Ward. I mean, you
Drummer
got
slash guitar.
I mean,
yeah, dude. I
do
mean,
both.
Yeah, I think
That pedal idea sounds like such a great idea.
yeah, dude.
and it's,
Your next show is like you're all fired. It's just me, or you'll be running the pedal. But like whatever, you can go up and sing.
Yeah,
it's
let's do that. His first song.
Let's do
we just,
that.
I go up, try to play Under the Bridge.
That's right. Yeah,
Start
yeah,
playing
yeah.
A really off drum beat, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Get the hell off this stage! Now I'm gonna play my pedal."
the pedal is
now.
pretty fun, and I thought about like, is this lame to be doing karaoke? But you know, I'm a 47-year-old dad, and I just don't give a fuck anymore. And like, it's way better to deal with the shame of being a karaoke singer of my own original music than dealing with the logistics of having a band. And I'm spoiled because we had boys named Sue that played together for like 20 years. And so we were so tight. And in some of my previous solo efforts, I've put together a band of badass local players. Like, we know these people. But it just doesn't feel right to me. Like, if it's not a real band that you're playing with all the time, you're not in the pocket, and it's just, it doesn't matter how great of a player these people are. Like, it just doesn't like click the way I'm used to it clicking with the Sues. So this is, I haven't done a show yet, but my next show, I'm going to try my pedal band out. I'm looking
right.
forward to that. But that's how, I guess, like, play shows and get a record label, hire a PR maven.
You're gonna be so rich.
That's how I
That's
put it
so
out.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
So that's how you do it.
Yeah.
huh?
Spend
That's how
lots
it's
of
done
money
these days.
to make no money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun, right? Like this, I like to talk about it, and yeah. And putting out this album, like, I also just I like a platform to talk about addiction, and I talk about that on my podcast. You ask if I was here for a book or album, like I have written a book that I'm just finishing, and it's about that, and it's important for me to talk about this, and I love.
Well, hey,
love it.
around here we
Passionate
give you
about
room
it.
to talk about to talk about it.
I know. I
to tout
appreciate
it,
it.
as much as you want.
I appreciate.
I mean, I can't wait to read it.
I'm excited for you to read it.
I'm excited to read it. Well, boys, cannot thank you enough for this today. This has been very enthralling. What is it, Shoopy?
We got to listen to the damn song, don't we?
Oh, we are? Okay.
Oh, dude.
All right. I didn't know we were
Did you
capable
send
of
it?
doing that. Well,
Heck yeah, we are.
He has the
Well,
non-alcoholic beer drinking.
Yeah,
man.
not the rap song.
Oh, I thought you said. I thought you were gonna play that.
But we got to make sure we get the non-alcoholic beer drinking man.
all right. Here it is. Non-Alcoholic Beer Drinking Man by Ward Richmond.
Do we just sit here and like look?
Yeah.
And collect our thoughts.
We're just can we do like a fade from each person,
Yeah.
like a dissolve, as they say?
No, no.
Screw it.
I was in my concern when I woke up this morning. I did something to piss you off. I had a dream, I got drunk and made love to the lady who was furiously lost. Then I realized I was still sober in real life, and I knew that you'd understand. Another day in the life and the struggle and the strife and the ex-wife of the non-alcoholic beer drinking man.
Still holds up.
It does.
I sing songs to stay sober and show my friends how to get high on life. But I don't have as many friends as I once did, and I get nervous when I go outside. I heard you still use people as plates to put powder on, and I completely understand. The dopamine hits that you receive from this make me an envious non-alcoholic beer drinking man.
That's Robert Anderson on drums and James Driscoll. Right?
It's seeming like I've been drunk dreaming most nights these days. I had a drunk dream I got insane with Anthony Bourdain. He poured some water and called me water with a mix of taco stand. Another day in the
Wiles on guitar. It's a nice
Strong.
little guitar
Yeah,
lick
he's
right
killer.
there.
This,
Here we go.
what a killer player.
I traveled through time, sometimes at the times that I lost my mind. I traveled through time, sometimes at the times that I lost my mind. Yeah, I traveled through time, sometimes at the times that I lost my mind. Yeah, I traveled through time, sometimes at the times that I lost my mind. I traveled to other dimensions when the other versions of me need my attention. And every now and then I go on one of these missions, and everybody everywhere struggles with addiction. I float through stars to get thrown out of bars in strange and distant lands. Another day in the life and the struggle and the strife and the ex-wife of the non-alcoholic beer drinking.
I'm a big fan of this next chorus. I'm just throwing that out there. This is a pretty good one. This is some classic Ward here.
It seemed like I've been drunk dreaming most nights these days. I had a drunk dream, I sipped champagne with Beyonce. She said, oh, no, slap my hand.
Oh, it's so good.
In the life and the struggle and the strife and the ex-wife. Another day in the life and the struggle and the strife and the ex-wife of the non-alcoholic beer drinking man. Beer drinking man.
All right.
All right.
Hell yeah.
There it is. Non-alcoholic beer drinking man. The album is called Big Addict Energy. And check it out. The work of Ward Richmond. Ward, thank you. John, good to see you as always.
Always.
And this has been your Dark Companion. If you like what we're doing here, what you need to do is help us get out there. You do that by liking, sharing, telling your friends about us, because we're all over there. All over the place out there. Wherever you find those places where you get your podcasts, we're there. That could be Spotify. That could be YouTube. Wherever you go to get them, look for your Dark Companion. We're out there. And if you'd like to give us a nice share on your own, that'd be really cool too. Thank you for watching this today. It's another episode of YDC. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
All right. I'm gonna go take my pants off.
Your Dark Companion is a Stolen Water Media presentation.